Hello everybody and welcome back to the Minepact server. This is Solarais here. Now a couple of changes since we've last been in this area. Strayed created some of these like little walls and stuff like that here. But more importantly, if you are astute and you paid attention, this ball structure of mine with the tower has actually been moved over. Originally it was, here let's do this so I can point. Originally it was over this side coming up this way, and the ball was kind of really close to Stray's little area here. Now we were talking about it and we decided to get permission and have somebody with World Edit, one of the administrators on the server, scoot this over a little bit just because it would impede her build here, and I know what she's going to be working on here. At least I think I do, but anyway, it would have been a little bit too close, so thanks for moving that over. I'm really happy actually with it in the center here, which means though that we're going to have to kind of change our design up a little bit. I don't know if you heard that. My dog was just sitting right next to me and decided that it would be a good time to kind of shake. Anyway, let's see. So here's my dilemma, because originally we were going to do another tower over on this side to kind of balance it out a little bit, but I think what I'm going to do is maybe create two tower type structures, maybe like sentinel type towers with guns or something like that, or maybe not, I don't know. But the goal of today's episode is to kind of create these two towers. Now I have a design in mind, so I think we're just going to kind of get right into it and start building this. I'm going to need to collect some more materials. I'm not exactly sure what I want to build this out of, but I think we're going to probably stick with the same theme with the blacks. Although, I'm thinking that I may want to use some of the dark prismarine because I think it looks pretty cool. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do that. I need to just spend some more time over at the Guardian farm there. But for this episode, I think we're going to create these towers. And I'll explain as we go along so you can kind of have an idea. They're a little bit difficult to explain, but they're going to be kind of like tiered towers. No fancy things on the top, at least I don't think. If we want to do that, we can. But enough talking. Let's get to work. Well, a couple of days have actually gone by since that last video segment that I recorded there. I had to work the last couple of days, really long shifts, so I hadn't been able to get back on the server. But I was doing some AFKing around here, and then I came back to collect my spoils, and it looks like somebody else had collected my spoils before I had a chance to, so that's okay. I know that we're working on some stuff at Utopia, so I'm pretty sure it was Stray Zombie, or it might have been Stokely that grabbed them, but that's okay. We have a pretty good farm here, so I spent maybe like an hour or two over here, and we've got plenty of stuff going on, but I think we're gonna need to take these prismarine shards here to make what we need to make for our stuff. I think that's about all we need. We get a ton of fish. I think we're good on fish for a while. Yeah, and I think that's good to start off with. Hopefully it'll be enough to make the towers that I want to make, but if not, it's no big deal. We can always come back here. But let's head back over to Utopia and figure out what we're gonna do. Well, I've made up the dark prismarine, so I've got 5 stacks of those, which should be okay. I think that should be enough to make the towers, because I think we'll use them as accents. I'm not too sure, and we might do the stained clay as like the solid blocks of the towers. Again, I'm not sure. We might use some of these guys. Who knows? Like anything that I build, it rarely goes according to plan, and I always end up tweaking something. But here's where the towers are going to go. We're going to have one on each side. They'll be exactly the same. I think it's like 18 blocks by 18 blocks. So 18 blocks around, across this way, and then 18 blocks this way. I wanted to line it up a little bit for this doorway. We'll probably come out a little bit here. This is where the beacon was. I don't know when we moved the ball over, maybe the beacon disappeared. I mean, the beacons are still there, but it's just not active, and I'm not too sure why. This is glass, so it should be okay. Unless something changed down below and some of the blocks are missing or whatever, but that's alright. We'll figure it out. But I really want to do this as a third-person time-lapse, and just unfortunately we don't have the capabilities of doing Cam Studio or any of the other cam mods. They're not really approved yet for the server. So we're just going to have to make do without it, unfortunately. And I do have a couple of friends that are able to record for me, but they're not available at the moment. I kind of play weird hours, so you can see there's not a lot of people on right now. But anyway, I think we're just going to crack on. We'll do a couple of jump cuts so you can see some massive progress, hopefully. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about with this tower design. It's going to be like circular with like a tiered design. I think, again, we shall see, because, things do change in my mind anyway. But let's get on with it. Well, leave it to me to choose one of the most expensive blocks in the game to build this tower out of. Spent a lot of time over at the Guardian farm, and unfortunately did not get near as much as I was expecting and hoping for, and I don't want to drag this episode out like days and days and days. So let's just explain what I have here so far. I know it looks kind of bland, but I do like the color combination there between the dark prismarine and the black. So it kind of right now looks a little bit like a tiered wedding cake, which is okay. It's not really what I was going for, but I think when we add some interesting designs, kind of like we did with this ball over here, when we add the little details, I think it'll look a little bit better. I'm not too sure exactly what we're gonna do to kind of like border it and make it lit up, and I do want to kind of incorporate some of the glass and stuff. But basically, what's gonna happen is here. Let's fly up a little bit, and I can show you. There's gonna be a platform here, a round platform, as you can see right now. I ran out of blocks and haven't been back over at the Guardian farm just yet. But figures it's getting a little bit dark, so it might be hard to see, especially with the dark. But this is going to come out a little bit. This top platform is going to make a circle, probably about the same size as maybe that one there. And then on top of that, we're going to create like some sort of lighting structure or interesting design. I don't know if I'm going to put glass up here. It's going to kind of look like a little bit of a lighthouse design, I think, but with an interesting mix of materials and lighting and things like that. I think it'll look kind of cool. So yeah, that's the plan so far. I do have to spend a lot more time over at the Guardian farm, and I may not be able to get the second tower done in this episode just because it is a lot of farming. So we will work on this one though, and I'm hoping to have this one 100% complete by the end of the episode so that we can at least have an idea of what we're going to do. I'm kind of just laying things out kind of haphazardly, little designs, you know, one row of the different colors, but I'm not too sure. Of course, you know, everything's up for debate, but I think it'll look kind of cool. I mean, I know what the end results shape is gonna sort of look like, so maybe in my mind it'll look a little bit better. But I'm gonna finish cracking on it, hopefully with at least getting the outline of this done, and then we'll work on getting some of the design in and make it look a little bit nicer. Well, I'm not loving it. Right now it's pretty bland, and it does, you know, sort of look like a wedding cake / lighthouse, which I guess is kind of like what the design originally was intended for, but I tweaked it a little bit, you know, with the materials. And I do think it's going to look pretty awesome once it's done. It's just getting over this initial hump here where it's kind of very bland and too many straight lines, I think. And yes, everything else has straight lines here too. It's just, you know, the detail, I think, is what's going to make this thing really pop. So I've got to figure out what kind of details I want to use. I'm either going to accent it with the iron blocks, or I'm going to use those prismarine bricks there, I think, and of course some sea lanterns. You can see I've got a couple in the floor there just to light it up a little bit, but I'm not convinced yet with that. I did put the glass up here. I did the blue, and the strip of red kind of mirrors this, although these are full blocks and these are glass panes, I believe. Yeah. So I don't know really what I want to do yet here on the inside, what I want it to be. I definitely want some lighting in here. I think I'm going to take out this entire floor, and then we'll make it, maybe we can do like an observation type of tower thing. That might be kind of interesting, actually. This doesn't look too bad from up here. The concept of it, I think, to have a little observation deck, and maybe we'll do some interesting things on the inside, but that's for later. I want to design the outside first. So yeah, so this is what I wanted to show you, just the progress. I'm not too sure how I'm going to cap this off. I did 3 rows of the blue, and then the red, and then 3 more rows of blue glass there. So I'm debating if I want to cap it off with another strip like this right up top here, and then kind of give it a domed finish. So I think that's what I'm probably going to be working towards, but I only have 55 more dark prismarine, and I don't think that's going to be quite enough. But yeah, it's definitely a work in progress, and I'm not yet convinced, like I said, but I think overall it's going to look pretty cool once it's done, I hope. It actually kind of looks like a snowman. Oh boy. Alright, I'm going to crack on with this, and hopefully we'll have something interesting. Alright, check out that sunrise there. So, I'm about to turn around and show you what we've got. It is, it's a little bit different than what I envisioned it was going to be. I kind of tried a couple of different things, and 3, 2, 1, there it is. Yeah, so you can see that a lot of things have changed, but the shape is exactly the same. I did I did change the what are those called? Those dark prismarine blocks, thingamajiggers. I did change those instead of those horizontal stripes. I did put the vertical stripes in. That kind of does mirror what's going on in the rest of the base with the little accents there, and of course some sea lanterns in there too. So you can definitely see that it is in the shape of a lighthouse, but it kind of looks like an observatory type of viewing structure, viewing platform. Almost looks like a robotic type of head or something like that. I don't know. In my mind, it kind of does. I've been staring at this thing for a very long time. It's a lot of work to put this together and to farm and do all this other stuff. So for right now, this is going to be the completed design. There might be some interesting things I can do with these areas of black here, or if I want to maybe expand on these dark prismarines and carry them up a little bit more to make them a little thicker. This side is not completed yet because I do want to take this part out here and make a way into this tower here. There's nothing going on inside the tower at all. It's just a hollow tube pretty much. But I did mirror the glass, that we have over here. So I think that kind of matches pretty nicely. I was thinking about doing the iron, but of course I didn't because I spent so much time over at the Guardian farm that I was like, you know what? I am using these blocks come heck or high water. So yeah, anyway, that one's done. I've got to do the exact same thing now on this side because I think that'll look kind of cool to have two of them up there. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the building part of this episode. Again, I really apologize for not doing it as a third-person time-lapse, but I did do a lot of trial and error, taking things down, putting things back up. But I do want to show one cool thing that happened while I was at work. Stray Zombie left a little gift over at our old town, if you remember what that place looks like. We're going to head over there now, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so we're in our old town. You can see behind me the melon and pumpkin farms there, and our XP farm behind me and all that stuff. But I want to take off my armor here so you can see what I look like. I'm sure you've seen it before, but just in case you forgot. And if we turn around, whoa! Stray Zombie decided that she would make a gigantic statue of me as if I wasn't vain enough. No, I'm just kidding. But it looks absolutely amazing. Let's get this. Let's take a screenshot of this actually, because I think this is pretty amazing here. Wow, she did a great job. Look at that. Let's do a little screenshot there. Perfect. Oh, let's put the sword away too. We might as well just do it all perfect here. What am I doing? There we go. Hello. Screenshot. Boom. All right. Well, that is going to be the end of the episode there. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of work. I apologize again for that lack of time lapse and all the jumping around, but we'll get better, I promise. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Next time we come back, we'll have the second tower completed, and we'll be working on some other things around this place. Peace out, everybody. Have a good day.